How is your fundraiser going this year? If it's anything less than amazing, it's time to talk to Shawn Murphy at FanPledge. No product to sell, nothing to deliver, and guaranteed results. Raise at least 10% more than your current donation based fundraiser, or it's free. Fun, fast, proven. Call Shawn at 903-948-7348. FanPledge. The champions are already on board. Are you? Band Yap is proudly sponsored by Troubadour Consultants. When it comes to planning group travel for your fine arts program, look no further than Troubadour Consultants. Whether you're organizing a major out-of-state trip or need top-notch accommodations for the state marching contest, John Mize and his team are ready to create a custom travel experience that meets your band's unique needs. As a family-owned, band director-run company, Troubadour understands exactly what it takes to make your trip stress-free and seamless. Plus, when you book a trip with Troubadour, they will sponsor a $500 college scholarship for a student in your band. Directors who book will also receive a free Mollard baton as a special thank you. Visit troubadourconsultants.com today to start planning your next trip with the experts who truly get it. Boomer Sooner is obnoxious. And I said what I said.
I stand by it.
I do stand by it.
Ooh. So
Are you a Slytherin?
Are you Slytherin?
I am a Slytherin.
Oh, wow. I think this is our first Slytherin.
Hello and welcome back to Band Yap. My name is Alexa Sanchez.
And I'm Jose Sanchez.
And today we have one of the new kids on the block. We have Mr. Adam Mothersole. Hi, Adam.
Hi, it's good to be here.
We are excited. So Adam has stepped into a new role, and we're excited to hear about that role in a little bit. So, Adam, let me go ahead and ask you this question. How deep does your love for Austin soccer go?
How deep is your
Very, very deep because growing up, I was a Spurs fan, and it was something where I always longed for an Austin pro sport. Like we just didn't have anything, and so I had friends and myself where we always cheered for Dallas, or we cheered for the Texans, or we cheered for Rockets, Spurs, and we never really had a team for ourselves. And then finally, when in 2021, when Austin FC came about, it was like soccer is my favorite sport. I played for 14 years. And it just was like two worlds collided, and it was perfect. So as soon as that came about, like I pretty much went to almost every home game while I lived in Austin, and I played in the band there. So I just tried to get involved as much as I could while I was there.
So, like, how often do you go down to the soccer games or soccer matches? Sorry.
Last year, my first year in China Spring, I went down, I would say probably once a month is when I went down. Obviously, stepping into this new role, I have not had time to go down. But hopefully, when the season kicks back up in March, because it's going to close up pretty soon in October, I'll hopefully try to go to some games in March and April. So that's the plan.
Yeah. The reason I asked that is because I believe you are you currently wearing a soccer jersey?
Yes, I am wearing my Austin FC jersey. This is the jersey I actually bought at one of the first games I went to, and it's just a very comfy shirt to wear at home too. So it just kind of works out.
You know, the only time I get super serious about soccer is when the World Cup swings around, or like
the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What can we do to fix men's soccer, U.S. men's soccer? Do you know?
Bring over more Europeans. Also, like, Mexican soccer is great. European soccer is great. There's the more, I feel like American soccer is getting up there. Like, we are starting to kind of diverse ourselves and across the nation in terms of like, a lot of great players are developing out of like the West and the East. And I feel like it really just came out of the East for a while, but then now, like, especially like Texas and like a lot of the southern states too are starting to get really big into soccer. So hopefully we're up on the up nut, but we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
But like the women's soccer has been good for like a hot second, and it's just like the men just can't like catch up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the secret sauce is, but I hope they find out soon. Find out
please,
soon.
Man. I just like, man, when they don't qualify for things, I'm just like, what are we doing?
We need to get Jesus back on with Adam so that they can just dissect soccer.
Yeah, well, that's like talking about like the Cowboys.
Oh,
Like, what can we do
why
to
did you have to
fix?
bring it
Oh,
up?
I'm bringing it up because they just traded away, Parsons, and it's just
Probably
like,
sell the franchise.
I was about to say when Jerry Jones sells the team, that's when it'll
like
happen.
let's just
I
fix
can't even
it.
imagine though the Jones family selling the team ever. It's just
They
like
won't.
it's such a family business. It's like ingrained. Like I can't imagine them even attempting to do that. It would have to go so far down the line. Cause yeah, anyway.
Ugh, getting desperate. Well, Adam, we're here to talk about you and hear everything about you. Can you tell us about your background, education, teaching experience?
Yeah, as we talked about for a little bit. I grew up in Austin. Funny enough, I lived in the same house for all my childhood. I slept in the same room all my childhood, so not a lot of change growing up. Kind of stayed in one place. Going through my youth. I do have one brother, Chris, who he is also a musician. He's a clarinet player, and he actually taught at the University of West Georgia's for the last decade. And now he's actually completing his doctorate at University of Oregon. So he's miles above what I can play on my instrument. So,
Go
um,
Ducks.
yeah, go Ducks. But yeah, it was really great growing up with him. I went to Cedar Park Middle School and high school. And everybody knows about that band program. And, it was very easy for me to start to love music and kind of grow that passion within that program, and especially marching band. So that was just a really great era of my band life to be in. Um, After that, I went to Baylor, and obviously that's where I met Jose, Peter, all those cats. And I got my undergrad in music education, and I student taught under you when I was at Robinson way back when. Weren't those the glory days?
Well, those were the glory days. I mean, so Adam was somebody who you did your student teaching what in the fall?
Yes, I do. I did my student teaching in the
Yeah,
fall.
you did your student teaching in the fall, and then you stayed on. We were fortunate enough to have enough in the budget or our activity fund to where we were able to bring on Adam part time, and that was a really big godsend because it was also like honor band year.
Yeah, it was a big year. Yeah, all state marching and honor band. Yeah, it was a big year for Robinson.
So, so you do the student teaching at Robinson, and you complete the year, and then after that, where do you end up going?
So after that, my first teaching gig, official teaching gig, was at 8 Consolidated High School out of College Station. I was the assistant there for 2 years, so I went straight into a big school situation, 5A. Taught the marching band, all that. I taught one beginner class, but definitely big school atmosphere. Um, but then after that, for a couple of years, I definitely flipped completely, and I moved back to Austin and worked at Lago Vista. And it was a complete shift. So I went to it was 3A, but then went to 4A a couple years later, and it was complete opposite. So like I think when we got there, I think the high school band had maybe 38, 40 kids. And the middle school band had, I think, 20, like 20, 25. And then, me and my director of bands at the time, Peter, like we just basically just started to rebuild and build it from there. And it got to a point where we had a good, I think, 200, 300 in the whole band, and it was going great. And, those first 6 years we were there, it was just me and him. Like it was a lot. And finally, the last year that we were there, we were able to get a percussion director, Ben, who he's still there and he's awesome. But it was definitely a world shift going into small school. And I learned a lot at Lago, and I was really grateful for that experience. Yeah, but then after that, I joined on Trying Spring last year, and I never looked back. So
Awesome. Well, and this is kind of like the interesting journey, I believe, for you is that you have been attached to programs and people who have been very passionate about what they do. So one of the extra connections that Adam and I have is that his director of bands there for quite a few years is a guy by the name of Peter Deploy, and Peter was my best friend in college and continues to be somebody I think about pretty consistently. And I tell people all the time, I would have never gotten through college if it wasn't for Peter Deploy and his mother. They took care of me like nobody's business. I grew up extremely poor. When I went to Baylor, I didn't have a lot, and I remember on Baylor's campus there used to be a Chili's for all our old
In the garage
in the
mahal.
garage
And
mahal.
I remember that. Yeah,
They used to have a Chili's, and I would just get the chicken tortilla soup, and that's what I would get because that's maybe the amount of money I had. Or Peter would like offer to purchase my food, and I always went to the cheapest thing on the menu, and it was always the chicken tortilla soup. And like that tells you the type of people that the Deploy family was. And Peter recently lost his mother, and she's sorely missed. But Peter was definitely is a like salt of the earth type of guy, and you had the benefit of working with him for how many years?
9 years.
9 years.
It was great. I cannot speak highly enough of Peter. Like, being able to learn from him, and again, kind of the same thing he did to you, but he did kind of to me in my professional world. Just like, I wouldn't be where I am today unless it was for him. So
Yeah, we I used to we used to get in trouble all the time in band.
No.
Being
no.
not Peter and Jose, like
Not those tuba players in the
Yeah,
back.
so
yeah, no way.
Peter and I used to sit in the back, and which made it so much worse because Peter was the drum, like a drum major of the Golden Wave marching band, and so he was always in a leadership type of position, while I like did the things. I did marching band for 5 years in college because Peter twisted my arm into like staying into marching band.
That sounds like him.
And that was just like the power of Peter Deploy, just convincing you to do things, even though you didn't want to do it. But his passion for things, let it be Baylor women's basketball
Oh
or
my gosh.
just a basketball team, football team, anything Baylor related, the passion was there. And there was the same thing with band, that he just had a lot of passion, and so that passion was very infectious, and it would pull you in. But Peter and I would sit in the back of band, and we would of course wear shorts because we right afterwards we would go to like marching band practice, and we would play odds or evens all the time. And so
Yep.
Peter would end up walking away with like chunks of like hair missing from his legs.
Oh
And
my gosh.
one of the band directors, Dr. Barry Krause, eventually got really upset with us. I was like, what are we doing, guys? And it was just like, sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. And now looking back about it, I'm going like, well, you know what? Some of these kids, the way these kids act, I deserved. I set myself up for this. Karma comes swings
That's right.
pretty hard.
Yep. That is right.
So Largo, you're over at China Spring. So you hire on at China Spring. What was your role over at China Spring when you first got there?
Yeah, so last year I was the director at the intermediate school. So our intermediate school is a 5th, 6th campus. So I was the leader of the 6th grade band. I took care of the entire 6th grade program. But Mark was really great for me because he kind of saw like my experience and things I've been doing the last decade. And he just threw me into everything. Like I had a middle school band, so I led the non-varsity middle school band. And then pretty much any opportunity that I had, he would throw me into the marching band mix, like leading sectionals, leading rehearsals when, he had to go to a board meeting or had to step into that admin role, at the most unopportune times that, we all know. And so there was a lot of times where he would just text me and be like, hey, do you want to run rehearsal tonight? I'm like, yep, let's do it. And so it was really nice last year to kind of feel like almost like a Swiss Army knife for him. And so when this job opened up for me, it felt very natural for me to just fill that role. And it felt like a really easy fit for me, being at a really great program, and knowing the kids already, and knowing how things are kind of run. What a better place to do it than China Spring.
Yeah, I mean that the program has a lot of rich history, and like we've been fortunate enough to have like you know Mark on the pod and to talk about like how that program and the way it's been established and how it's been able to run for a bit of time has been like amazing, and the opportunities it allowed him to like interact with or to have, just because like the culture has been something that has been super super important. So like what are some of the things that you have seen when it comes to the culture and the understanding of the community of China Springs?
I feel like the two biggest culture things that like I feel like has been established over the last 8 or 9 years, and they continue to do it. And I try to make sure that I'm continuing to do it as well with the kids. Is one of these kind of two sayings we say a lot in band, which the first one is just excellence in everything we do. And so that's one of the biggest traditions that we have, where it's just exactly how it sounds. Like we'll march excellent, we'll play excellent. If we have to stack water jugs, we'll stack them excellent. We'll drink water excellent. Like when every time we drink water during a water break, it's like everybody knows like it's at least a 3 second chug. Like, and if it's not a 3 second chug, you're not doing it excellently. And it goes all the way through all aspects of life, on and off the field. So like I'll tell them like, did you eat breakfast excellently? Like, did you eat the proper breakfast? Like, didn't eat milk, drink milk, or eat eggs in the morning. Like you should be eating carbs and like protein and all that. Like, did you take your math test excellently? Like every single little aspect of your life needs to be done excellent. And excellence means like pushing to that point where you're doing it 100%. And so excellence is not always measured in like trophies and awards, but just how you present yourself. And so that's something that like I want them to continue that standard for themselves. And then us as band directors just help them push to execute that. So that's kind of like one of the big things that we kind of talk about every single day, in marching band and just band in general, is just be excellent, in everything that you do in life.
And that's a super important message. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of times we forget. A saying that we say pretty often is, excellence in the details.
Yeah, that's
You
great.
know, like how can you take standing in the position of attention it to the next level of excellence? Like what can make that like the thing?
Hmm.
And like that's the first impression of anything. And it's like, how do you stand? How do you dress? How do you do this? Like that truly, truly matters. Um, you know, for me, I have to, and this is probably the reason I'm this way, but like haircuts, I have to get a haircut. Pretty often, my hair is pretty thick, but like
Yeah, mine too.
the moment it gets to a certain length, I'm like, it has to go. It has to go. And I think that's just partially the presentation I'm trying to give people, because like I'm a large Hispanic man, and like I get this whole entire idea of people are like, you are scary. I'm like, why am I scary? They're like, you just look scary. And so like I'm like, I have to wear Hawaiian shirts that have like little Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles on them, just to get people like, oh, he's not so scary. No, I'm not. I'm just that idea. And so like working on our presentation consistently, or working on these little ideas of like, hey, when I ask you to vocalize, hey, when I ask you to do this, like committing to that idea and like making the choice to do that well.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And like, I mean, it kind of goes into like the other thing that we talk about a lot in China Spring, which is, the saying that we have is, from those before to those who follow, which basically is just kind of like that pass the torch kind of thing of like, we don't only want to do well and do those things for ourselves, but do it for the future of the China Spring. Like we want to make sure that we're taking care of our own, we're taking care of the future of what, the kids are going to bring to the next year. And especially that's a big thing for seniors, obviously, because as soon as they leave, then it's like we're now trusting the next group of seniors coming up, or the next group of juniors, sophomores, freshmen, to kind of carry that torch, and so to speak, of excellence and tradition and passion. And we constantly talk about like just the phrase like beating China Spring, where like we're not always talking about beating other bands, but we're just trying to be better versions of ourselves, like as the years go by. So that's something we just talk about all the time, which is like beat China Spring. It's like, that's all we're aiming for. It's just a beat, China Spring, and just, be the best version of how we want to present ourselves.
Well, and you come from is a program that has enriched with tradition and excellence. So you graduated from Cedar Park High School, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what was that experience like?
It was something where once I left, it was one of those things where I didn't know what I had until I left. Like, band was my whole world. It was a big district. We were 5A at the time, which was like the old 6A, but now obviously they're back to 5A. But it was one of those schools where you had to commit to one thing. And so, I couldn't do football. I couldn't do soccer. I couldn't do anything like that. It was like, whatever you committed to in high school, and that's what you did. And I did band because that was just what I was good at the time. And, once I got to high school, especially middle school, was also phenomenally fun, in band. Once we got to high school, it was just, a whole nother level of, eating, breathing, sleeping band, like every single moment of the day, like, the kind of traditions that they taught us, and the kind of structure, and the kind of, passion that they brought to every single rehearsal. It was just like, hey, next day we're going to do better, and we're going to like bring even more energy. And the phrase that they have there is "move to inspire." So that's their band tradition phrase. And it's just exactly what it sounds like. You just move to inspire somebody. Like when you're out there performing, like your goal is to inspire and, you touch some souls in the audience. And just as long as you touch somebody in the audience, like that's all that's it makes it worth it. And so that was something where leaving there, I didn't realize what I had, because as soon as I left, I was very grateful to be a part of that program. Because, if you kind of know not China Spring, Cedar Park nowadays, like, I mean, they're state champs for running back to back. And it's really great to be a part of that program where, I feel like I did my part while I was there, and now they're doing great things, and they've been doing great things for a long time now.
Yeah, the C and the next word got you there for a second.
CP.
Yeah, I know.
Cedar Park, China Spring, Cedar
Yeah.
Park.
Well,
China
it also
Spring.
doesn't help that like the first couple of days I was at China Spring, it also is like CS, like College Station. So like it was like I had to keep saying like College Station, nope, China Spring. Like it's supposed to CS. It's like every place I go has a C in it somewhere.
Yeah. So how much of your clothes is now Columbia blue?
A lot.
Yeah, blue.
A lot. I mean, they're obsessed with it, man. Like I'll be honest, when I first got there, I wasn't big on it, but I like the Columbia blue with like white. It goes really well with white. I'm not wearing white pants. Not doing that, but
What? Well, it's after Labor Day. You
yeah.
can't wear white after Labor Day.
Yeah. But like I do have Columbia blue pants. I did wear some of those to competition last year. And that was kind of cool to wear. I think last year my fit for competition was like Columbia blue pants, and then like a white button up, and like a tie. So I think I'll probably continue that this year. We'll see.
I mean, it's a nice blue.
Yeah.
It's a nice blue. I have no qualms with that blue. It's not my shade, just because of my type
It's not
of
my
brown.
shade either, because it's a little too light. I don't wear
Yeah.
light colors. I ruin my clothes.
You do. You do.
I can't wear. Yeah, that's like on the verge. I have a shirt that's like lighter than Columbia blue, and I almost never wear it because I'm like, I'm gonna get coffee on this.
My
And
gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be ruined.
Is
so.
there a day that you don't spill coffee on yourself?
I don't think so. I think it's a daily occurrence. I also have small children, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, you can just blame it on the children.
Yeah.
So, Adam, are you a coffee or tea kind of person?
100% coffee.
Okay.
Yeah,
How do you take your coffee?
Every single morning I will pull up I literally have a ritual in the morning where I'll leave work. I will go straight to Rain, which is a coffee place in China Spring, one of the coffee places, and I'll go to Rain and I'll order a large hot vanilla latte with an extra shot of espresso. And then I'll go immediately to the high school and I'll set up the cones, because we have to cone off our parking lot, because we don't have our own band parking lot. It's like with the students. So I have to actually cone it off so no students will park there. And I'll just do that with my coffee in hand and just get ready for the day.
Yeah, we have since we rehearse in the morning, we have bus routes being run at the same time that we're having rehearsals. So it's like we'll be working on a rap and we're just buses.
Move out of the way of
Yeah,
the bus.
just well, like we have to. So our practice lot ends at the 20-yard line, and the
Okay.
reason it ends at the 20-yard line is because it becomes the bus pathway. And so when we're doing fundamental block, I have to watch the edge
Don't march him
because
into
yeah,
oncoming
I don't
traffic.
want to watch him onto oncoming traffic. Like they're like, Mr. Sanchez. I'm like, oh, sorry, kids, turn around.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
The
gosh.
best way I can describe our practice field is that it's the parking lot for the football stadium. Like it's the primary school parking lot, but its greatest use is for the bus routes and for football games. And so when we have after school sports in the stadium, we also have to cut off our parking lot because people like to park there.
But
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, it's great to have, but it's also like 200 yards away from our band hall.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trek.
Wow. Yeah, ours isn't too far, but yeah, it's still good. I think our stadium's farther away. Like we sometimes have stadium rehearsals, and yeah, that's a trek when we have to go to the stadium.
It's just like, ugh. But you know what? Some people never they have to march on grass and then it rains and then they can't actually have a rehearsal. So, who were your band directors while you were in high school?
High school it was Steve Wessels was the director of bands while I was there. And then the assistant while I was there for the first couple years was Jeremy Spicer. And then he left to go to Vandergrift my junior year. And then Evan Van Doren took that place those last couple years that I was there. And then the third director was Bob Cresty was my third director. And then I had Manny Maldonado as our percussion director. And then he also followed Spicer over to Vandergrift, I believe. But then I had Paul Pape. So that was the group of directors I had growing up in that program.
Man, I've never heard of any of those guys.
Yeah, no. They are they in the band world? Like I don't remember. I think they're
they
math
all
teachers.
got out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they all do
Like
something
that
else
is
now.
like an all-star cast.
They weren't able to hang.
See, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like I didn't know what I had until I left. Like that's what I'm saying.
Like I've had a few conversations with a couple of those guys and they're just like they just know.
yeah.
They just like they just like know everything. And they're so humble about it. They're very the nicest people. But it's just like you have forgotten more about band than I've ever known.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like they're like, oh yeah, with this marching band, this is how you do this, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
And so that's a little intimidating.
Yeah. That's so different than my pedigree that I can't like imagine that.
It's definitely something. Again, like I feel like while I was in band, I kind of want to channel my inner Jose here, where like when I was in high school, I was definitely sometimes that goofball, and I remember one time. Just a fun story that I have from band is there was one time I remember we were playing Trittico. So if you ever heard that piece, so we were playing that piece, and all the trombones thought it'd be a funny idea to put oragel on our lips, and so we couldn't feel our lips anymore, and so we were playing like Trittico. I think we were playing Troopers. No, that was Nifferneer. But we were playing like all this hard lit and. Obviously we got our butts chewed off because we did not sound the greatest. And so now I look back and I'm like, man, like if I'd known what I had, I would have definitely like those days would not have happened just because I know like I would have savored every moment while I was there.
And that comes back to like what you don't know is what you don't know.
You don't know. You're just a kid.
Exactly.
Kids are kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like for our high school kids, I tell them all the time. I go, I suck. Like I'm the worst. I'm not a good band director. I do what I need to do in order to help you become successful. But other than that, they don't. I'm like I'm just their band director. It's just like this has been kind of an interesting thing. Is that like our kids have spent more time at the band hall, and so our kids like just see us as mom and dad, and they'll run up and hit me and then run away, or run up and bite me and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so for
They
our
sound so aggressive.
yeah,
It sounds
they do. They are aggressive with me. They are extremely like, oh my
They
goodness.
like to come give you hugs.
Yes, but they also like to like whoop up on me.
Yeah, I know.
But like, it's kind of interesting because the kids, the band kids, would be like, call me Mr. Sanchez, and the way they interact with me, and then my kids see that and they're like, huh, that's different.
Yeah.
You know,
I
those
bet.
well, and then on top of that, like, because our kids spend so much time at the band hall, our band kids get to see a kind of a little bit of a different side of me and us. So like one day the Jonah was like running around, and I like grabbed him and I tackled him and I said, Jonah squish, and I like lay on top of him a little bit, and the kids are like, what? I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, yeah, I'm a dad, guys. Like, it's okay. I do dad things.
Yeah. Not just
Yeah, tell you that you're out of tune and that you're out of step.
angry band director mode.
I've been less ornery. Ornery?
Yeah, I would say that you have been less ornery.
Ornery. That's a word that doesn't get used enough. Ornery.
That's like when people, that's like a word where, you know how there's a thing where people are like, to know how Southern someone is, ask them to say boiling oil, like without thinking about it. How would you say that?
Boiling oil.
A lot of people say boiling oil.
Oh, Adam, you want to chime in on this? Can you say boiling oil?
Boiling oil.
That's pretty good.
I'm from Austin. I'm not gonna have an accent.
Well, like, it's just like, okay, so like, I didn't realize this until just recently, but we talked to Chris Clifton on the pod, and I didn't realize he said this until I listened back to a little bit. But tour.
Went on a
Tur.
He went on a tour.
Yeah.
I was all like, there's that East Texas right there. I seen it. I seen it. It's right there.
Boiling oil.
Boiling oil. So Adam, were you the best musician in your band?
You know, as I kind of told that story a second ago, I'd say sometimes yes, sometimes no. You know, one thing I can say is I always strive to be. Like, I'm just a very competitive person by nature. You know, I was definitely somebody where as soon as chair tests started in 6th grade, I was like, oh, this is my cup of tea. Like, I'm ready. And so if it was definitely, you know, if I was not first chair, I did everything I could to get back there. But you know, I feel like when it comes to like being the best musician, it's not always like, you know, what, you know, achievements you make, but I feel like your work ethic. And so in that sense, I felt like I was usually one of the best musicians because my work ethic was pretty high. But when it came to like actually achieving some things, I definitely think there were some things where maybe again, like maybe I was in rehearsal and I wasn't trying my best, or something where, you know, I definitely had the senioritis a little bit. And, you know, I remember I made All-State, the All-State band. And when we got to TMEA, all I wanted to do was just hang out with all my friends, and maybe I could have practiced the music a little bit more. But I would say I always strive to be, you know, and I tried to take that, you know, with a grain of salt sometimes. And, you know, sometimes when you do get that high chair that you get, like that definitely taught me humility at times. Like there was definitely one aspect of my life where I remember in 8th grade where I got like first chair regional orchestra. And, you know, being a little immature 8th grade boy, I definitely got that to the best of me. And I definitely alienated a lot of my friends because I was just, you know, had that high ego of just being the best. And, you know, going into my high school year, I was like, yeah, maybe I should probably, you know, I humble myself. Like you know, I'm first chair trombone player. It's like, you know, it's still band.
bring it back down, guys. Bring
Exactly.
it back down.
Exactly. But yeah.
So why band?
You know, like, why did I join band? Yeah. So, you know, my parents and my brother, were definitely just big role models in my life. And like, my brother and my dad were both clarinet players. And my mom was a trombone player. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll complete the cycle and do trombone. And so, but I just ended up loving it. And once I signed up, it was just something where, not that I was expected to do it, but it was just, looking up to my parents and my brother, I was like, I'm going to do what they're going to do. And so I just ended up loving it. And by the time I got to senior year, I just thought like, why am I not thinking about doing this for a career at this point? So at that point, I was like, I just ran with it, and everything fell suit.
So if there was a fifth grader on the fence, and they were trying to decide whether or not to do band, what would you tell them, and like why band?
Trips. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I usually tell, especially parents, I'll tell them like, band is listed on paper as an elective, but it's really not. Like it's a program. Like, and you're gonna gain a support system. You're gonna gain somebody in a group of teachers that are just going to invest in your kid day to day, in all aspects of life. Like we talk about all the time at China Spring, where it's like academics are first, band second. Like you need to make sure you're getting a good education, and band is definitely super important, but like there are other things in life that, family, education, academics, everything is just, and so you're not going to get a better support system in band. And so I'll usually try to sell that to parents and kids. Like, especially if you're in small school, like, I started a kid in 6th grade and I taught them every year until they graduated. And so
Yeah.
you get that consistency, which not a lot of kids get.
So coming from a large school and such like a powerhouse, and then venturing into the 3A 4A realm, how has that been different from how you grew up, and what has made like the small schools special to you?
I mean, it's night and day different. I mean, if you want to talk about two sides of a coin, it is night and day different, not atmosphere, but different logistics, within the band world. And but it did influence me in so many ways. Being from Cedar Park, I just kind of had that mentality that band is life. And when I kind of think about it for small school, one thing I think that makes small schools so special is, they can do multiple things, and their lives can revolve around multiple facets. So like band is absolutely, I want band to be life for them, but like, I think it's really cool to be in a small school where, just to be in a small school and they can do multiple things, which helps them branch out once they leave high school. But coming from that large school, I try to take every single, mentality thing or traditional things that that large schools do, uh, integrate into their program, and I tried to kind of apply that to small school. And obviously, it's challenging because not everything's going to translate. But there's just so many things that I learned being at Cedar Park that I try to instill in China Spring. But at the same time, like I understand how special it is to be in a small school where you can have a kid that's more well-rounded and they're not all invested into one thing. And so I try to keep that speciality of small school intact. Like I want to make sure that I do kind of push them to branch out. Like, I'll have kids that say like, hey man, I have a football game tonight. And I'm like, cool, good luck. And the next day I'll ask that kid how they did. I'll be like, hey, did you guys win last night? Like, did you catch a touchdown? Like what's going on? And I think it's really cool to have that unique perspective in those kids' lives, where you can ask about different aspects of their life and just be more involved. And I think that's really cool.
We're starting to enter this phase where we're having, like, for us, students who are starting to quit other activities to focus on band,
Yeah,
which is a weird place to be.
it is.
Like
It
that's
is.
that's a weird. I had somebody come up to me and like say that, like, well, I'm thinking about quitting this so I can focus more on band, and like I was like, hey, that's great, but I really want you to think about that.
Yeah.
Like it's I've never been in like like a situation where I'm having to tell kids like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, I would never want to encourage someone to quit something that they love
Exactly.
just to figure out. Like there's all if they're like struggling, it's like, well, I'm sure we can figure out a solution on how to manage your time. But if it's like something they really care about, I would never want to like talk them out of staying in that. But, it happens.
Yeah, and it's just like I am trying to like anytime that comes up where a kid's thinking about quitting another activity to focus on band, I'm like I'm torn. You know, you're kind of in two
Mhm.
different directions. You're like, yes, come to band,
Yeah,
but
come
at
to
the
me.
yeah, but at the same time, you're like, whoa, like we also want you to like enjoy the processes of the other things, and like right now, this other activity might like kind of suck. Like there's just
It'd just be
certain
a
points.
hard moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's certain points in time of like marching band where it just like sucks, and
Yeah,
then you're
oh,
just
yeah.
like, this
I don't
is
know what you
tough.
mean.
This is rough. It's just like it's like
It's all sunshine and rainbows for me.
it's just like that time of year with like beginner band. Like there's a certain time where they just kind of hit like a wall and then they kind of like have to get over it. Or like the beginning of the year with junior high band.
Yes, I could go an hour talking about that.
Like, oh my goodness. Okay, guys, scales. No, that's not right. That's a
Well,
D
not even
flat.
that. Like,
D
this
flat.
is how you come into the band hall. This is how you sit in a band setup. You have to make sure that you're not ramming your trombone slide into the chair in front of you, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff like sucks.
Yeah, it takes forever too. Like
Yeah.
to do it right, it takes a long time.
Yeah. And then like after that, it's like, oh, this is yeah, okay, we're back. Hello. But it's just like reminding them like, hey, the suck doesn't last forever. You're like, Mr. Sanchez, why are we playing long tones again? Because you sound awful.
Because you've forgotten what a trumpet sounds like.
Yeah. Like those different types of things. It's just like, oh my goodness, we gotta revisit this whole entire thing. And I think that's something that is like hard for us as band directors or just as people in general, is just like to get over that like hump. Well, it's the same way. So like we have started using smart music.
Make music.
Sorry, make music.
Make
Yeah,
music.
they changed
music.
the name. They changed
Sorry,
the name.
they changed it. Sorry, I'm old. So we started using
We
make
know.
music, and the number of emails Alexa received from students because they couldn't figure something out on make music was like
I
ridiculous.
still get them every day.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I
hey,
get probably one a day.
like take a moment and explore. Like just explore, try and figure it out. Don't run to your email and send me like your problem. Did you try something?
Well, I
Hey, I mean,
instituted like a new rule that was if I've posted on Google Classroom and I know that the answer is there, and you ask me a question that is posted on Google Classroom, I will direct you to Google Classroom. And if you still can't figure out the answer, then I will answer your question. Which some of them don't like because they have to go look.
They have to do it themselves.
But I had somebody do this the other day where I was like, I have posted this information multiple times in multiple places. And I love you very much, but you need to be able to find that information for yourself. Because if I do it for you, you're not learning. So I kind of have started telling children, have you read the Google Classroom? Yes. Have you read every word? No. Okay, well, it's there. I just need you to go look at it first. And then we'll have a conversation if that doesn't make sense to you.
Adam, have you ever had a situation like that?
yes.
Well, I posted
I would be
this
shocked if you said no.
I posted this to the Google, not to the Google Classroom, to the Texas band directors thing. I have had this wonderful interaction every single year I've been a band director about losing my temper on the very first football game. Like that's just what I do because like we forget how to function. Like it's been a full year or almost a full year since we've been at a football game. And then we have a whole entire new set of recruits at the football games. And so obviously we don't know or remember how to act. And so to get ahead of it, I made game day guidelines, game day and contest day guidelines. And I posted them in the Google Classroom, and I posted them in the Texas Band Directors Facebook group, and I had Miss Reynolds, Johanna, post them in the band hall. And we plastered our door that says like, "Did you check this?"
Yeah,
No,
a lot of
no
people
question.
do that. Yeah,
And I did not get mad at the students on the first football game.
wow, you're learning.
I'm so proud of you.
I tell you what. Well, Alexa was all like, "You get mad every single year. What are you going to do to change it?"
I feel like that's a fair question.
That was a fair question, and so that was my way of trying to fix that by like saving my future self the headache and the blood pressure.
You don't get to complain about something if you don't have a solution for what you're complaining about. In this context, you don't get to complain about that unless you've done everything to set yourself up for success.
I felt like I did pretty well on that one.
Yeah.
It has like a day before thing. Even on there, I said itinerary means schedule.
Well, because we've had that question before.
Yeah. What is an
That's
itinerary?
great.
It means schedule. Well, why don't you just write it as that schedule? Because this is the itinerary.
Because that's the word for it.
Yeah. But you would think, but it is what it is. So you've had a lot of like great mentors that have really helped you along the way. Do you have any people that really kind of stick out to you throughout your career that have helped mold you into the educator you are?
I mean, it's gonna kind of come to a shock with everybody that's really helped me along the way, but the person that I honestly is my greatest mentor is just my dad. He's somebody where like to this day, like I still believe he's probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. He's probably has one of the most best work ethic I've ever met. He's just somebody where as soon as I think about how should I do this, I think about how my dad would do it. Just because little background on my dad was he was not a band director. He was the vice president of Motorola in the Austin area. So he was also in a big role in a different world. But there's a lot of things where I'll call on and be like, hey, like dad, how would you handle this situation? Or like, if you were in my shoes at Motorola, like how would you handle this? But it goes beyond that where one of the biggest lessons I learned from him was, actually was a story my mom told me, where, obviously being in a big role like that, my dad, he wasn't home much. He just wasn't. Like he was either, out of town or flying to other countries and so on and so forth. But, the first couple of years of my life, when I was a baby, he was just always gone. And I remember one day he came home. Well, I don't remember. This is what my mom told me. He came home one day and I literally like ran away from him because I didn't recognize him because he just wasn't home that much. And so like that day, like my mom told me, like he's like that day, like he like literally quit his job. He like moved to a different department so like he could be home more, just because like I was that important to him. And so because of that, like I kind of set a rule for myself where like when I'm home, like I'm home, like I spend time with my family. I commit to their lives. I commit to my fiance, like, as much as I commit to my students when I'm at work. Like it's one of those things where, everything about the band directing world is, very high energy, very high commitment. But one thing I also want to make sure I don't lose is that separation between work and home life. And sometimes they do mesh, which is great because my fiance is also a band director. But it's just something where that's something I just learned from my dad, where it was just like, don't let those things slide because family and that kind of sense is the most important, and you don't want to kind of lose that.
Speaking of fiancés, can you tell us a little bit about your fiance?
Absolutely. Her name's Carly Norniella. She grew up in Dallas. She's from Prosper. So she was in that band program up there, and she went to OU. Don't worry, I do hold it against her.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And yes, I'm
can we talk about that? What
Yeah.
kind of mascot is that? Where you like it's a Sooner? Do people know what a Sooner is?
I don't think she even knows what a Sooner is, but
they are the people who literally stole land.
Wow, we can go into a deep conversation on this if you really, really, really want to.
This could change the whole podcast.
It's like our mascot is a bunch of thieves. What are we doing?
We can like pull up Killers of the Flower Moon right now.
Oh no! Have you seen that movie?
Or
I
read
have
the book?
not.
Or read the book.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. It is one, it's a fantastic,
It's
like
really good.
it's really good. But like that whole entire like story and like everything about that is
It's
ridiculous.
wild.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend the book or the movie.
Like,
The movie's pretty good.
yeah, I liked it. It's just like the extent people would go to for money, and like especially in that time and with the Native Americans, was just like outlandish.
We've really like emphasized the yap on this talking about Adam's fiance
Yes.
from OU.
What a
But
tangent.
what I will say, bringing it back to just OU hate, the taking the shuttle to McLean Stadium when we used to play. I act as if I've ever like thrown a football. When Baylor used to play OU before they moved to the SEC, they are the most obnoxious people to take the shuttle with from like parking at the Farrell Center or wherever to the stadium, because the entire time someone just says boomer and then someone answers and they just do it endlessly. It's like kids saying 6'7". Like they just can't stop. They just can't stop, won't stop. And on the shuttle with them, like having to be in a confined space, it's like what are we doing?
Yep.
What is this about?
It's like, can we get another stand tune, please?
Can they have their like
Alexa feels very strongly about
I do.
this.
How many times do they play Boomer Center a game? Like it's hard for me as a fan of any football team. It would be hard for me to be in the OU band because all that they play is Oklahoma, which is fun. That's fun. That's real fun. But Boomer Sooner, over and over again.
Well, thank God we don't have to deal with that in the
I
Big
know.
12 anymore.
Well, like yeah, I like Florida State University. Same thing can be said about like what is it? The war chant, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what exactly they call it.
Sure.
Sorry, Stephanie, if you're listening. But I can tolerate that. It is much more interesting. Boomer Sooner is obnoxious, and I said what I said.
I stand by it.
I do stand by it. I'm so sorry. I know there's great
Speaking of
educators that come
rivalries,
out of OU.
Well, here's one of the most interesting thing is that Adam's fiance, in a lot of ways, is at a big rival for China Spring.
Yep. She is now at Robinson. So it came full circle. Came full circle for sure.
I know, like both of y'all kind of
fun.
like landed those jobs at like almost the same exact time, or very like close together.
Yeah. So I got the job at China Spring last year, like end of May. Like right at the end of May. And then we were like full ready to be like, all right, well, we're gonna do long distance for a year and to see how it goes. And then that Robinson job opened up, I think, second week of June. And she was like, oh my gosh, Adam, so I'm gonna do it. I'm like, yeah, do it. Like that's a great program, go for it. And she was lucky enough to get it. So
Adam would know firsthand. He student taught there.
Yes,
and worked there.
And Jose would know because he also worked there.
Yeah, I sure did. 3 solid years. So how did y'all meet?
We met through mutual friends. I had a friend named Dylan Junkin, who I taught drum corps with. I taught at Genesis with him. And his girlfriend at the time is best friends with Carly. So there was a couple times where I hung out with them and she would come along. And I remember we went to Dylan's birthday party, and it was at a Eddie Vodka distillery. And so we were having a great time there. And I remember Dylan just
drinking orange juice.
Yeah,
drinking
only that.
orange
Yes. To
juice.
clarify. Yes. And Dylan just kind of leaned over and he was just like, she's definitely into you. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. And so from there, it was funny because she actually reached out to me before I reached out to her. And then I know. But then, yeah, after that, just rest is history from there.
So how long have y'all been engaged?
We got engaged in June. So we actually just locked down a wedding venue a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. But we've been together about 2.5 years. But then, yeah, we've been engaged for a couple months now.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah.
When I saw that you were at China Spring and she was at Robinson, I was like,
yeah, we have fun with the kids because sometimes obviously we'll talk about each other to our kids. And I remember one day she came home and she told me that like she was talking about me to her kids, and she was like, one of the kids was like, "Wow, wait, he works at China Spring," and she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "So you can like feed us all the inside information, right? Okay, cool. Let us know how practices are going and all that. Yeah. Let us know."
Tell us all their secrets. Hey guys, there's no secrets in band. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, there are no secrets in band.
There really aren't.
There's a large amount of people out there that would disagree with you on that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Stop gatekeeping.
Gatekeepers.
Yeah. Are you the key master?
I'm the gatekeeper.
Oh
my gosh.
So, a big part of your life has been the marching arts. You said you helped. You did some teaching with Genesis, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any other parts of a DCI journey?
Oh, absolutely. So I marched with Santa Clara Vanguard for 3 years. You know, my sophomore year, I learned about DCI through some friends, and I went to DCI San Antonio in 2008, way back then. And after I saw Spartacus, that's a Phantom Regiment show that year. Absolutely go watch it. If you haven't seen it, go watch Spartacus. It'll change your life. And I was hooked. Like I was already really big into marching band. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, I have to do this. Like my life will end unless I do this. And so I auditioned for a couple drum corps, and I just ended up liking Vanguard's traditions and vibe and attitude. And you know, I love the Aussie. I love their look. And just everything about what they stood for. I was drawn to them. Also, it helped that red was my favorite color. But nowadays, it doesn't really matter because they're all different every year. So it really doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, I marched 2009, 2011, and 13. Those are the years I marched Vanguard.
You know, the Aussie doesn't get enough love.
Oh my
I'm going to
gosh.
say that.
You're a huge Aussie fan.
I am a huge Aussie fan. I like the Aussie.
I think that's great.
If you ever visit China Spring, I'll let you wear mine.
Oh, I'm not worthy.
I would like to see what you look like in one.
Well, it's just like the tuba players asking for berets. Like, just like, no. I do like an. There's just something about it. I think partially because like my favorite corps there for the longest time was the Cavaliers.
Yeah,
and man, they just like the Aussies just has
they look nice.
They just has
when
this
they
look
wear
to
them for retreat too.
Yeah,
still look really good.
It's just like so. I mean, it just looks nice.
It's just fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just this kind of mystique.
Didn't you wear helmets in high school?
I did not.
Oh, my bad.
Because I was a sousaphone player.
Oh, but the band wore helmets, right?
So my high school band had shakos.
You've never had to put a shako on, and
I've never had to have
lucky dog.
anything on my head.
Weirdo.
No, it was very blessed. Blessed. I mean, we like in college we wore baseball caps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would wear the bug wub hat.
No, the
Really?
tuba section had their own.
For your uniform,
that's cool.
you would wear it in your uniform?
That's
the tuba
cool.
section always had a different hat
So
than
did
everybody
you?
else.
I don't know that you're gonna like this. I don't mean this in like a bad way, but were hats part of your apparel in Bug Wub?
Yes.
Because your apparel was so different than what ours was. Okay, just curious. Because wasn't it like Reebok?
Yeah, we wore Reebok back then.
Yeah,
Is it Bug Wub now? Nike. Yeah.
Yes.
It was Nike when I did it, but I don't think you and I were in Bug Wub at the same time. Maybe we were.
I did Bug Wub only 2 years, so I did Bug Wub 11 and 12.
I did it. What years did I do? 13 and 14.
Yeah.
So you had your Reebok hat.
No.
Wait, listen to my question.
Okay.
Did you get a Reebok hat and also a different hat?
No.
So you just always had your own.
Yep.
Interesting. Good for you.
Yeah, that's what the tuba section did.
Were they like Baylor hats?
Yeah, they were Baylor hats, but we would have nicer hats than everyone else.
Oh.
It wasn't the standard issued Bug Wub hat. It was like we went to like Lids and bought.
Oh my gosh!
And our
please tell me it was like a flat cap, like a.
Oh no!
The tubas.
No, this was before the flat brim really took off.
So did you like go to Lids in the Richland Mall and then like pick up a
we'd
Great
go
American
there
cookie on your way out?
Hey man!
You wouldn't go to the Baylor. You wouldn't go to the Baylor bookstore because it was overpriced.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. But like that's just what we did.
Well, learn something new every
Yeah.
day. So you never had to wear a shako, but
No.
my original thing, your high school wore helmets.
Yeah, they wore straight up helmets. Like white Phantom Regiment helmets.
That's awesome.
And so it was just like
The
and
old school.
yeah, well, it's because like he had them, and so every now and then he would just go like, all right, we're not wearing shakos this year, we're gonna wear helmets.
Does he still have them?
I have no clue.
You should ask him. I'd be interested to hear that.
He might. So okay, so you marched and then you helped out with Genesis. Did you help out with any other course?
Yeah, so as soon as I was done marching, I taught at Blue Stars first. So I taught at Blue Stars for 2 years, and then I took a year off, and then I taught Genesis. Well, I was about to teach Genesis in 2019, and then COVID happened, and then I did Genesis for 4 years after that.
Very fun.
Do you have a favorite part of the marching arts?
I feel like my favorite part, I mean, I think, I always think about like myself marching when I think about the marching arts. Like I love being definitely on the director side, the staff side, but nothing beats just performing for a crowd. Like just nothing beats that. Like that's what drew me to it in the first place. Like I love concert band, but it's just a whole different energy when you perform for a crowd. When you get out there and especially when I march Vanguard, like you go out there and like you literally bring people to their seats. It's just a feeling that like you just kind of live for. And again, like I always tell the kids before we go out there, it's just like just try to move one person. Like if you move just one person, it's worth it. Like you don't go out there thinking you're going to move the entire crowd, because all it takes is one person. Because as soon as you do one person, it's gonna spread throughout the entire crowd, and that's where you're gonna really make a difference. And so just having that that emotion of performing for a crowd is just, there's nothing like it, and it's what kind of makes it a performing art, is like you're out there and you're doing your thing, and yeah, it's just I can't talk enough about it.
Well, and that's always a discussion point we have, is that like, who are you performing for?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
are you performing for yourself? Are you performing for your parents? Are you performing for? And I tell the kids, like, don't worry about the judges. You're worried about like 3 to 5 people whose opinion, like, yeah, it's important to a certain degree, but like, who are you really performing for? Like, how are you having, as I like to say, emotional transparency? Ooh. Like,
Big words right there.
yeah. Well, and like, how are you expressing what you're trying to do to the people in the audience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's the big moment. That's the big like, oh, I get it, and that's what we want. Like,
Absolutely. And like one big thing is like I think about like, when you're doing that moment in the show where you're performing and you make that moment, everything else will follow suit. Like again, like it's really not about the judges, but if you kind of go out there and do what you always been doing all season, like, and you just have a great performance, and you come off the field and that you like just showed that emotion, you expressed that emotion to people out there, everything else will follow suit. And obviously it won't always turn out the way you want it, but you will have a higher chance of it happening.
well, I mean, let me ask you this: how many other activities train or practice for the number of hours we do for an 8-minute product?
Exactly.
I mean, that's really. I mean, is there another thing that does it that way?
I mean, yeah, it's a whole different animal. It's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
I
So
was trying to think. I can't.
yeah,
I really
like,
can't.
you go off
Oh,
and
I have one. Like figure skating is like that.
Yeah.
Or like synchronized swimming, like that kind of thing.
I could see that. Yeah.
That's like, it's kind of like similar. Like you train for like a performance that's,
yeah. And how emotional are those people when they get on a podium?
oh yeah, like crazy.
Like, it is like tears. It's like hugging. It's like this whole
Not
entire
even
like,
when they get on the podium. Like usually if they're competing at a high level, like we use the Olympics as an example because that's the most visible. But like once they finish their performance, they're usually,
Oh yeah, when they're like literally skating
emotional.
off the ice, like they're
Yeah.
already breaking down.
regardless of whether they medal or not.
like, it is emotionally draining because like I mean, seriously, their performances are like a couple minutes, a few minutes long.
Yeah.
And
They're so like, it's so high stakes on like, can you complete this skill, and can you complete the skill, and is it like the highest difficulty level that you're capable of achieving?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, because it's just like, oh, I I mean, they literally break down.
And it like the mental part of it really drives their performance, because if they miss a skill or they perform really well on a skill, that can like affect how the rest of their performance goes. Just like anything else, but you have a bad drive in football, and then you're throwing a pick six on the next thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, but there's always a next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a point in the season in marching band where that is the last, that could be the last game. Like that
It
could be
could
the last
be.
performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, for I think marching band, there's when the season's gonna end one way or another. And football, like it is like, I don't know. There's just something different about it.
It's just like football and sports are less predictable, because what they train for is different every single time.
Mhm.
Like we perfect a product, they perfect like skills and their knowledge of like the team's playbook and like that kind of thing. It's just different. And band's unpredictable too, but like we put on the same show every time.
Mhm.
We're not changing like anything.
Yeah, it's a very interesting comparison, because like I feel like they're a lot of the same.
It's very
in certain
similar, but
ways.
it's different.
Yeah.
Like it's rehearsed. Like football is rehearsed. Like it's practiced. But your opponent, like you have an opponent and it changes. And their style of play changes. And you might have someone different that's like snapping the ball or that you're throwing to or whatever. It's just different. It's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Different rehearsal protocol. Different.
Different rehearsal protocol.
Anyway, that was a long tangent on.
Yeah. It's
that,
okay.
But
That's what the yap is for. So, like, you walking into some different programs, what are some things that you have done to establish like culture that you want to see, especially like now, like with you going into the role that you are now, like thinking back, like what were some of the things that you instilled in the programs?
I feel like one of the biggest things is, especially like stepping into new roles, is you want to always look to improve, but they're already going through so many changes, especially with like a director change. The last thing you want to do is just completely flip their world. And so anytime I'm going into a new program and I'm trying to keep the traditions that they have or the traditions of excellence that they have is, I always look and ask myself why we do certain things. And if it's something that and it makes sense and it's like, yep, then let's just keep doing it and improve upon it. And I think, um, there are always things that you're going to need to change, and there's always going to be things you're going to need to improve on. But I think it's just really important when you enter a new band program to assess the things that they did last year, and then don't change everything the first year. If you feel like it needs to be a big change, then maybe ease into it a little bit more. But I definitely think kids in general I think don't embrace change very well. And so the more you can just improve upon those things, the better.
So, now that you've stepped into a head director role, what are some things that you're discovering now that you're crossing over that are different from the times that you were an assistant?
Just the balance between admin and teaching. I mean, it's completely different in terms of that. Like when you're an assistant, it's more of like you're given the plan and you execute the plan. And now you're on the other side of it where you're creating the plan and you're delegating how the plan is carried out. And so there's some times that I feel like sometimes I get so deep into the admin side that I kind of forget to go back to the teaching side. And so there's some days I have to kind of tell myself I'm in rehearsal, it's time to teach and go back to that side of me. And so those first couple weeks I kind of had to balance that and kind of get a good formula of switching between the admin role and switching the teaching side, where I'm still kind of bringing those strengths out to the field and not so focused on oh God, I need to pay that thing, or hey, I need to think about what I'm doing for the next rehearsal. Just continue to be in the moment whenever you're in rehearsal, and just balancing that admin and teaching. It was something I definitely had to kind of calculate when I was in summer band in early July, because we start August 4th. So it was like July 7th, and I had to start to kind of figure that out.
So you've never been in a situation where you have been in charge of like adults and like a staff. So what are some things that you're discovering about like working and technically quote unquote being in charge of like other adults?
One thing I learned really quickly is like I'm definitely somebody, even when I was assistant, like when I was given in charge of something, I just wanted to do it all myself. Like I was very much a hands-on, like, okay, cool, this is my job. I'm gonna do everything about it. Like I'm gonna make sure everything is going well and everything. Like there wasn't a lot of delegating having to do with that as an assistant. And so now as a head director, you just have to learn to delegate. And because there's so many things, once you get into that head director role, you start to realize like how much it involves, like how much things you're having to do. And so just learning to trust your staff and be like, hey, like, I need you to do this. Like, are you okay with doing it? And most of the time, obviously, they'll say yes. Like, hey, yep, I got time for that. And just learning to delegate those things because, especially in small school, like, you're all doing everything together, right? You have high school band, middle school band, sixth grade band. And, there's a lot of things that kind of comprise that when you have a band staff of 5 in an entire district. Obviously larger schools might have 5 directors at a high school. And so just learning to delegate things was something I had to learn very quickly because, and just trusting the staff that they're going to get it done. And it's done wonders because I have a wonderful staff and I love every single one of them. And they've been great. They've been absolutely amazing. And I can't do what I do without them. And it's just been great to be able to have that trust. And, if I need something done and I say, hey, are you able to do this? They jump on it quick and it gets done. And I've been very, very grateful.
Do you have a mistake that you've made that's made you a better educator?
Oh man, which one? Lots of mistakes. I mean, I mean, it's like how we tell the kids. It's like when you make a mistake, obviously the first thing when you make a mistake is, in knowing you made one, right? I can't tell you how many times I have kids. I'm like, hey, like, what did you do there? Like, what happened on that set or what happened on that phrase? And they'll be like, well, I don't know. It's like, well, you need to know you made the mistake before you can fix it. And so one mistake that I make all the time that sometimes I don't realize I'm making is I don't ask for help or I don't seek insight on certain things. And so there'll be some times where I'm trying to get something done, but I don't quite know how to do it. And so I'll try to take it upon myself to figure out how to do it instead of just like using the resources that I have, like my past mentors or friends or, my administrators or my staff or just like different people. And sometimes I won't make that mistake until it's too late where it's like, man, I really should have just asked. Like, I really should have just sought that help. Like, I know this person knows how to do this, or I know this person can steer me in the right direction. And so there's just a lot of times where I feel like that's one of the bigger mistakes I make as an educator is where I feel like I have to do it all myself. And even if it's something I don't know how to do, I still got to figure it out myself. And it's like, no, like we have a great network of band directors. We have a great network of teachers and administrators that, I should always think about channeling. And I know that they'll be more than happy to help. And so that's something I make that mistake all the time. And I still try to work towards fixing that.
My favorite Adam mothersole mistake. This is a story I tell
I'm ready.
every now and then.
Oh, I'm ready.
I have no idea what this is going to be.
Hey, this is
I'm
my
on
one.
the edge of my seat.
I have an insight of what this might be.
So this is Adam's student teaching with us, and we're doing the marching band thing, and we have just performed at area marching contest, and we circled the kids up and we give them our rundown and our speeches and whatnot, and like Mr. Vetter Bob is really great about letting the staff speak. And
Boy,
I
know where this is
what
going.
this is now.
Yeah, I remember where I know where this is going.
And Adam decides to deliver his speech, and it's a good speech. He gives the kids good information. But I'm across the circle from Adam, and I look at Adam, and I see that his zipper is down. And so he's giving this powerful moment, like this speech, and I am just chuckling to myself because I'm like, this is good information, but you shouldn't have worn those underwear today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like I walk across to Adam, like
I was trying to
knocking
remember
out,
how you told me. I'm trying to remember how you told me.
I just kind of walked up and I'm going, "Hey man, your fly's down."
I remember I don't think I talked to you for like the next hour. Like I was so embarrassed. I remember that, and I was just like, I was like that because that was like my first big moment, like as like a student teacher. Like I was like, and I kind of felt like really confident about it too. I was like, oh man, like this is it. Like I'm starting to like get do the thing, and man, I was so embarrassed. Oh my gosh, thanks for taking that out of the vault.
I'm bringing it back.
Oh, that was one of my favorite moments. Like I was just like, you were spitting some real good bullets, and then I was like, his fly's down.
And I remember I walked away and I was like, there's no way at least those first couple kids in front of me didn't see it. Like there's no way. I was like, God.
We've all had those moments where it's just like, oh, my fly's down. That is like an awful situation. And like where nobody's willing to tell you.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you told me after I was done.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't want to stop you.
I've seen you approach other people and tell them.
Yeah, complete strangers. Well, you know what? Like here's the thing: we all need a friend.
Yeah.
If I have a booger on my face, please let me know I have a booger.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Like,
I'll take pride and joy.
Does anybody know where that word came from? Booger.
Booger.
Yeah.
I don't. We talk a lot about etymology on this podcast, surprisingly, but no, I don't know that.
Is that a good question? Booger.
Did I use the right word? Etymology?
I think it's just a slang term for booger.
Booger is booger.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Etymology of booger. Boggart. Bogey.
Like from Hogwarts?
Like
yes.
Yeah, I love that stuff though. Like
it's thought to be an alteration of English dialect words like boggart or boggard, which refer to a goblin or a hobgoblin or a frightening creature or ghost. It was first recorded in the 1820s as an Americanism for a piece of dried nasal mucus. An Americanism?
Oh, what?
Americanism.
Yeah. It's original to America, just like jazz.
Oh.
Wow. All right. This
what two things to put on America's resume? Jazz and the etymology of booger.
Do you have any mothersoleisms?
Mothersole.
Oh man. I feel like a good mothersole-ism would be like, I'll say like, it's not even more of like an ism. It's just like something I should just not be saying like at all during when I'm just normally talking. Is I'll just say like either like right or like okay, like after every single sentence. And so sometimes like even kids will come up to me and be like, yeah, you said it like 18 times. It's like, yep, sorry, my bad. And so like you can always tell what I'm really thinking about something because I'll just be like, hey, like we're going to the next set, okay? All right, let's do this and set it up, okay? Like, and I'll be like, okay, I need to stop. All right,
they have like a tally going.
Oh yeah, they had a tally. It's one of my horn players. Like he just knows I do it.
Yeah, I have a couple
isms.
Yes.
Oh.
Like okay.
Okay. It's like Mr. Mackey from South Park. Yeah.
Okay. But that's one of my things, and so I would get on like on the speaker for like our Disney trip or whatever, and anytime I'd start speaking into the mic, I'd go okay, and I would just I'd go on, and I didn't realize I was doing it until like the staff started making fun of me, and I was like, hey, stop that. Does your staff make fun of you for things that you enjoy?
I know exactly where this is going.
You do.
And
I need to hear it.
Okay.
No one is making fun of you. I don't know why you're centering yourself in this. No one is making fun of you for that. No one is yelling at me. This is like performative. It is fake.
It's not fake. Fake news. Anyways, so I have upped my iPad game and my Met station game on our tower. So we don't have. I don't have like a stand or a platform to have up there.
Yeah, neither
So
do I.
I have purchased some iPad stands, and then we've taken a mount and taken a arm from like a part of the hardware from like a stand or whatever, like a drum stand or a hi-hat stand, and I've turned that upside down and I've screwed my Dr. Beat into it, and I've just like I have a battle station. I have two iPads, one for my drill, one for my music, so I don't have to flip anymore. And then I have my Dr. Beat like in that hi-hat stand that I've screwed to on. And so now I'm like completely like hands free on my tower. And I am so proud of this thing. I am so proud of this. And Alexa has decided to take pictures of me and send it out in snaps to people, like going
There's
like,
nothing
he's
wrong
so
with it.
proud of his battle station.
Why do you put that tone behind it?
Because that is the tone that was on your snap.
No, it was not. You can read tone from text?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
I've been married to you for 10 years. I know the tone.
No, you don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
No.
You should so Alexa, the next thing you should do is you should crop him into that moment in Avengers where Samuel L. Jackson is like at his battle station on the helicarrier and just Photoshop
Why
him
would
in
you
there.
say that, Adam? I thought we were friends.
Nick Fury.
Yes,
But
exactly.
I love my battle station. I love that thing.
No
because,
one is making fun of you.
Because that thing, like I used to have like an old iPad. Now it's like dying consistently.
So we're gonna have to run power up through the tower.
Like it was that bad. But like I would have to hold on to the iPad, and I'd get my headset, my headset and my Dr. Beat pack. I would get them all twisted up and all that kind of stuff, and I would have to like have the music on my backpack and flip through my music real quick and try and find spots and
If
do
we
whatnot.
could ever just like take a table up there, not that there's anywhere to put a table, it's like 2 feet across, but it would solve that problem. Like you could put your pack down and
Yeah, but I like having my battle station.
Where is the pack on the metronome? Like
because it's like a belt pack. Like I just shove it onto the mount.
Oh, and it works.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
it
gonna break the.
I don't think so.
Clip. Oh.
Not yet.
But it's.
You really could. I think you said this when you started doing that. You could Velcro it.
Yeah.
I guess to the
But
bottom.
yeah, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
But I was like, this works. I've been so proud of that thing.
You know, some people just have towers that have stairs in them, so they don't have to climb a ladder. So they can just like carry stuff with their hands.
Yeah.
You could take a music
like
stand.
the people and like the person on this podcast that is not us.
Does Adam's tower have stairs?
Oh yeah. Now
it has stairs.
Yeah, but your stairs are dangerous because I've been on that tower before, and that tower, that last like platform, is a little low.
Well, I've hit my head at least 10 times.
Oh.
I'm a tall man.
If you are not careful, you will leave that tower concussed.
Ouch.
Yeah, at least 10 times, I would say.
Primarily going down.
I usually hit it going up.
Really?
Which shows how clumsy
tall,
I am.
Jose.
Yeah. The down is actually where I've hit my head a couple of times. Like bink. I was like, oh, that hurt.
But yeah.
Watch out for that ledge. Too late.
Yeah, Jose just has to climb a ladder.
Yeah. Well, I'm the reason why the Robinson one has that cage around it now.
Were you threatening to jump?
Like, because I was all like, this is not great. This is not great.
I remember that vaguely.
That railing on the top of our tower is I find myself leaning on it. I'm like, this is gonna break one day. I'm gonna die. Like just hopefully the front ensemble, somebody will catch me because I'm gonna fall.
Well, the tower that I'm on right now, recently had a crack down one of the legs.
Oh God!
Like it had split, and I was all like, I'm not that heavy. Like, but I went and told some maintenance guys and some my super, and I was like, hey, there's that tower's kind of
just welded it.
Yeah,
just throw some duct tape. Just throw some duct tape.
I was like, that thing's cracked, and I really don't want to die on the job. So what's some advice you'd give some new or young band directors?
I would say one of the most important things, especially when you're starting off at a new school or just starting as a young band director, is just be invested in the students' lives. Like the more that you, as their teacher, can just be invested in what they're doing, even on a day to day basis, like just means the world to them. And especially if you're in a small school, like you're just going to see them more than most teachers. Like again, like if you're in a small school, most likely you're going to have that kid for 7 8 years if they stay in band the entire time. And so it could be as small as like ask them how their day was, or if they're involved in a sport, be like, hey, how's soccer going? Like, and if they're struggling with music and they're practicing after school and you hear it and you got time, be like, hey, do you need help on it? Do you want me to play with you? Like, there's so many times I'll just get out my trombone and just play with them. And like, just building those relationships with the kids is so key. Because the more that you invest into what they're doing in their life, the more you're going to receive from them when you're asking them to do things, especially when you're asking them to do things that is just absolutely astronomically hard. Like just having that building block of understanding, like, hey, like I'm your teacher, but I'm gonna make sure that you know that like I do care about you, and like we're gonna be that support for you.
Well, I mean that's what it's about. I mean, I don't know about you, but like for me, my relationship with my head director was extremely like strong, but because he was always there for me and he always invested in me
Absolutely.
as a person. So, I mean, I think that might be a little bit different in small schools just because of you know, it is such a smaller community,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, do you have a favorite memory as a band director or as a student?
I would say as a teacher, this is probably one of my favorite ones where um the when we were at Lago, the middle school hadn't gone to UIL for a while. So like the first year I was there, again, we had like in seventh and eighth grade, we had about 25 to 26 kids in seventh and eighth grade. And so one thing that me and Peter talked about from the very beginning is like we need to build this middle school program so we're able to take it to UIL again. And it took time. I think it was like our sixth year. Um, it was finally strong enough and big enough to where it's like, all right, let's take them. And so we took him to UAL. They got twos on stage, one in sight reading, and it was a good first year. I think it was like the first time I think they'd gone to UIL since 2004. So it was like a long time. And the next year, I was like, all right, next year it's ones. Like we're gonna get ones, and I just want that for the kids. And the kids knew it too. Like the kids, and obviously we educated them like, hey, like y'all are going to be it, like, and that was kind of the goal for them from day one. It's like, hey, just go out there and like make history, and like, and again, middle school also had never gotten straight ones ever. So in the history of the school, it had never gotten straight ones, and so we just worked towards it, push the kids. And when we went to contest, I remember they went on stage, they performed, and they did great. And obviously, we all know in the band directing world that 5 minutes before you get results is like the most stressful thing in the entire world. Where as soon as you're done with sight reading, you send the kids with your other directors, or you send them with parents, and you have to go pick up your sheets and pick up hopefully a trophy. And I remember I was just sitting outside the tabulation room, and I was just so nervous for the kids because like I just wanted it for the kids so bad. And I remember I walked in, um, and he handed me the trophy, and it was like the first one of the day that they got all ones, and he was like, "Oh, finally, I get to hand one of these out." And I just started crying because I was just so happy for the kids. Like I was like, I cannot wait to show them. Like I can't wait to show that like all their hard work, like all their sweat, like sweat, blood, tears going into it, like just paid off. And it's just ingrained in my mind where exactly what you said earlier. It's like it's all about the kids. Like, and again, like it's not about the trophies, but like again, seeing them like all their hard work get paid off, and it was something where I will never forget that, just because it's something where it's those moments that we really live for in the band directing world, where you just see that kind of just heartfelt emotion happen in their lives, and you see them make a memory, like you literally like actually witness a memory being created. And that's what we really kind of live for. And that's what I just want for China Spring this year. Like that's just my goal this year. It's like I want to create a memory for them where like whether it's, marching band this year or, concert band this spring, whatever it could be at any point this year. But like this is one of my big goals this year. Is just I want to be there when that memory is created, and I want to be a part of that for them.
That's something special. Like I think we just watched Inside Out the other day, and I just can imagine like the core memory just coming out and rolling.
But yeah,
Just like,
oh yeah,
bloop.
that's like
It's a good movie. Bloop. It's a good movie. Do you have a favorite memory as a student?
I think as a student, yeah, I would say it kind of goes with like a backstory to it where my freshman year at Cedar Park, um, obviously like my brother was there already. He was a junior. And back then, back in my day, all state was every other year, right? So it wasn't every year like it is nowadays. And so this was my brother's last year doing all state marching. And all year, like we got second place. We got silver medal the last time we were there, and we were like, we're gonna win it this year. We got it. We're gonna do it. And so we're going through the process. We're get all ones at region. We obviously win area, and we're riding high. But obviously, like we're in that state of mind where like we feel like we just have it in the bag. Like we're not really, in that mindset of like, oh, nothing's guaranteed, nothing's like that. It's just like, oh yeah, we got it. Like we're Cedar Park, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. And so when we got to state, we didn't make finals. And so when we got there, like it was just mind blowing to us. Like we were just shell shocked. And Spicer brought us down, and we were all together. And he was like, yeah, y'all made 20th. Like we weren't even close. And that was just a huge learning moment for me and everybody in the band program, where it was just like, we got a little complacent. Like we just got a little complacent. We just, we got a little, too comfortable with where we were at. And it was just obvious that we just didn't put in the work that we usually do. And so I remember my favorite memory, I think as a student, is when we went back at my junior year, and those freshmen and sophomores just remembered that situation from that time. And we just put everything into it. And that year we got fourth in state, but it was one of those shows which is still one of my favorite shows I ever marched. It was called On Edge, 2008 Cedar Park, and that's still probably, I think it's my second favorite show I ever marched. Like Vanguard and Cedar Park, it's still my second favorite show I ever marched. And just marching that and knowing that like we accomplished, and kind of that resolution of like, yep, we learned from that, and now we're back. We're back where we need to be. So that was definitely something ingrained in my mind.
That's something I refer to all like pretty consistent. Like we're, over at Gatesville, we're fortunate enough to be in a year that that none of our kids don't know what it's like not making state marching contest, which is like a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, I'm in the same feel for that.
So it's kind of like something that kind of drove the kids over the past couple of years was like the feeling of being on the outside looking in. Like we were state alternate 4 years ago, and 4 years ago, yeah, the 2021 season, and like that was a driving force for a lot of our kids. And now anyone who can remember that has like pretty much graduated.
Yeah.
And it's like that idea is no longer something that I can lean on as a teaching moment. And now it's just like, well, we've always made state. Like that's like a weird place for me to be, because like I've always felt, and you know me, Adam, that I have a chip on my shoulder about things. Like I'm going to come at things from being an underdog, and we're in a situation where like my kids don't feel like they're the underdog anymore, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because
it's a weird place.
Yeah, it's a weird place. And like, I'm not saying we're good by any means, or we're like a powerhouse, because we're not. But it is definitely somewhere I'm not used to being, because like when I went over to Robinson, even though that was a powerhouse program, the cycle beforehand, they didn't make state marching contest. they missed it. And so when I came back in, that was a big goal. And then when I was at Wortham before that, they hadn't made a sweepstakes since 1996, and I got there in 2012, 2011. And so like one of the things I pride myself on is like we're gonna work hard, and we're gonna have a chip on our shoulder. We're gonna try and David versus Goliath type of situation, and that kind of thing is might not be there for us anymore. And I don't know how to feel about it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm like in a similar situation, but a little different. Where it's like, China Spring is I think in a couple years been in that situation now. Where I think the last 6 or 7 years we've made all state, but like I think the kids also feel it too. Where it's like obviously like, you know, Mark left and Rachel left, and it's like I think it's a little different situation where they know like, oh, like we've made all state, but obviously there's a lot of change happening. And so I'm very grateful the kids are definitely handling it well, where they're like, yeah, like there's different people in charge, but like we're still going to be the same China Spring. And so they definitely have been like really pushing hard this year of like we're not going to change anything. We're going to still be who we are. And I've been really grateful the kids have really stepped into that role well.
Well, that also tells you a lot about the tradition and the heritage and the culture that has been established there in that program for a
But
long
yeah,
time. And so that definitely helps that it has been like entrenched, that like no matter who comes in, who leaves or whatever, we're still going to be who we are.
absolutely.
Because that is definitely not the situation everywhere.
Yeah. And just knowing and again like that's one thing I wish I had when I was at Cedar Park, where it's just like knowing what I had while I was there, like, and that's one of the things I try to get to teach the kids, where it's just like you guys have it nice, like you guys really are a part of something great, but like again like to keep that greatness you got to keep pushing, like to keep it where you want it. If you want to keep those traditions and keep that excellence going, like it's not something that's just going to be handed to you. Like you got to continue and push harder even more than before.
Well, and that's like some of the things I like really respect about quite a few programs. We just talked to Eric Rath, and Eric Rath is like so humble about like how well they have done for so long, and like taking that in stride. And a lot of these, really great programs and the people who are in charge of them, um, they're really like a lot of them are really humble people, and they just kind of do the thing and just like, hey, we're not going to worry about the results, we're just going to worry about making sure this is a good product, and that you as a person are operating at a high level. And I think that's something that a lot of people get lost in, is that they forget that at the root of everything, that this is an activity that is meant to bring people together and give them a sense of unity, community, and family.
Absolutely.
And so, and I think that has to be at the heart of those things. But I mean, being humble in that process, because like China Spring has been like very competitive for a long time. Well, you look at the traditions and the excellence and those types of things that have been established in that program, like Sulphur Springs, same thing. Like Spencer out there is doing a great job, and he loves his kids, you can tell that. All these other like big schools, like talking to Kendall Santos, and talking to Zach Santos, and talking to Reed Atkinson, who have been part of programs who are at the top of the game, like it is all about the performance first, and then everything else comes afterwards. And they are so humble about it.
It's really great to see that in the band directing world.
Yeah. So, Adam, when you're not doing band directing things, what do you do to unwind?
You know, it's definitely again like whenever I'm home, like I definitely try to turn my brain off, and I'm lucky that it's pretty easy for me to do in terms of like just either putting on some TV show or I'm a big video game nerd. I definitely always try to find something that I used to be bigger into like competitive gaming, like the really high stressful, high energy games, but now I'm definitely more like I'm gonna go play like one of my favorite games to play is Stray. Have you ever heard of that game? And it's like literally you play as like a little cat, and you just like Here's like a
I've
cat.
heard that's
And
a
like,
good game.
yeah, it's so fun. And like, those are the games that I now play where it's just like, I'll just play just to like relax and like, and just chill out. And, obviously, you know, me and my fiance are both, band directors. So, the more I can hang out with her, the better. Cause obviously sometimes we don't get home at the same time. Like, and so I always try to make it a priority to hang out with her, you know, do the same things, maybe watch TV or, sometimes I'll kind of suck it up and watch a TV show that she likes, and I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just hang out with her. I mean, it's not the show that I would watch, but like anytime she puts on like Keeping with the Kardashians, I'll be like, and I'll just kind of hang out with you. But one thing I used to do, I think last year was the first year I didn't do it, but I have a tradition of the weekend of the last day of school. So like if the last day of school is like a Thursday or Friday, I used to always go fishing the first weekend of summer. And I would literally just go out and fish and in complete silence and just enjoy the tranquility of the moment of just being like, all right, the year's over, time to relax. And that was something the last year was actually the first year I didn't do it because obviously I got the job and then I was like, all right, time to start working now.
Yeah. Turn it to 11.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. No, I know how that goes. So you talked about TV shows. Do you have a guilty pleasure TV show?
Absolutely. I honestly rotate through a lot, but I think the most common one is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh my Lord, I love that show. It's so good.
There's someone sitting at this table who doesn't like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Jose, how could you?
No.
Okay, I just don't. I've talked about this before. I just don't like any of the characters very much, except for Captain Holt. That's pretty much where that lies. I've watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine for someone who doesn't love Brooklyn.
No comment.
I've seen a lot of it.
Well, it's so funny because like my fiance, she likes it. Like Carly likes it, but she hates it because I'm a big I like having like drowned out noise like when I sleep. Like I hate sleeping when it's completely quiet. And so I'll usually just have TV on when I'm sleeping. Like I won't be watching it, but I'll just have it in the background while I'm closing my eyes and whatever. But I did for a while. I did Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I was like, I literally watched it so many times I could close my eyes and literally think about watching it because I've just seen it so much. But anytime the theme song would come on, it would wake her up because it's like dee-da-dee-da-da, and it's like this trumpet just playing so loud. And she just got to a point where she was like, Adam, like, you can't watch that to bed anymore. Like, it just wakes me up all through the night because all I hear is that trumpet playing that jazzy lick.
What do you have to say, Jose?
I don't mind his habit.
Jose does the same thing. Not with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think I would draw the line there, but he's done this forever. On his iPad, he plays a show. And for many, many, many years, it was How I Met Your Mother. And
Respect.
Now, for the past bit, it's been Big Bang Theory. However, there was a brief time in there when it was Law and Order SVU.
Oh my gosh.
That was
I
some
love
interesting things to fall asleep to. Did I miss any?
No, I think that's about right.
Oh, well, he does the exact same thing, so you're not alone. And I also...
I feel vindicated.
Yeah, no, you're doing. I need some noise.
Yeah, well, it's like that, and then it's the baby monitor. And the funny thing about him needing noise is that he does not wake up for anything else. So
you're right. The iPad goes off.
The iPad has to be on, but if the baby's crying, no big deal.
I can't help it.
Yeah. Well,
what's that ringing in your ears? What's that called? Tinnitus. Yeah, it's dry, not the tinnitus.
But the baby.
Yeah. Sorry. So, Adam, what's something you wish you could bring back?
The McRib? No.
The McRib.
Well, you just have to wait a little bit. It'll come back. Don't worry.
No. Like, just like in general, what I wish I could bring back, like anything in life.
Yeah, anything in life. The world is your oyster.
I would say, and this is like a big pet peeve of mine, but like I wish we could bring back midnight premieres. Like I just remember like when I grew up, like it was all about that. Whether it was like a movie that just came out or it was like a new like console or game that would come out. Like I remember I waited in line for Halo 3 for like hours, like when that came out. Like just like nowadays it's just like they'll be like, oh, it's starting to stream, or it's like, oh, it's like, you know, it's not even DVDs anymore. So it's just like I feel like people just don't do midnight premieres anymore. And now it's like, oh, the first showing is on a Wednesday at like 7, and it's like, you know, I just feel like that was just something special where it's like I have memories of waiting outside with my friends, and like I think that's just something that needs to be brought back. I think it just creates a lot of cool memories, and nowadays everything's just so easy and convenient. And it's like I think that's what made it special, is that it wasn't convenient, and you would take the time to go out there in the middle of the night and go do it.
I agree with you on this.
That's what made Black Fridays so special.
Yeah. I mean,
And violent.
yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you guys are not old enough to really remember this, but the Tickle Me Elmos.
I think.
Adam, did you ever hear about these?
I mean, I remember it from the South Park episode, but
So, oof. So when Black Friday like had gone full throttle.
But it was like this for Cabbage Patch Kids too, but I don't think
Yeah.
on Black Friday.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
But the Tickle Me Elmo was like the hot toy item that year. And there were like riots.
Okay, I do remember this because it was 1996.
Like
Okay.
it was brutal. Like
wow.
people were mugging people running over each other with
I
shopping
think that's
carts.
why they made Jingle All the Way.
Oh, I probably.
What is the captain? What is the toy? The
Arnold.
action figure?
No, they,
Captain Arnold.
Oh, I was thinking say it's Arnold in the movie, but yeah.
no.
It is. You're right.
Um.
It's something ridiculous.
Oh, of course you would ask me.
Oh my gosh, I have to look it up now.
Thunder, lightning. I can't remember. He's red. Has the lightning.
Turbo
bolt.
Man.
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
Yeah, but it was just like absolutely ridiculous. Well, it's the same thing. Like the line at Best Buy isn't what it used to be.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
was it when they released the Switch 2 that there was like a little line?
Yeah, there was a line.
There's a little one.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
then
bad.
Respectable.
Yeah, but then they started stapling receipts to the front.
Well, I was also like, I was surprised that there was a line for the Switch 2.
Which is like, I mean, when the Harry Potter books dropped.
That's what I was gonna say. There's 2 times in my life where I feel like a midnight premiere was like relevant. One was I saw Phantom Menace in theaters, and I was like, not very old, 6, 7, maybe something like that. 2, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows, like, was at the store buying it at midnight as a teenager, and then going
Outside
to
Barnes and Noble?
DCI. No, we went to Walmart because we're from nowhere, but we bought the book. Like me and my friends, we bought the book, and then we went to DCI San Antonio the next day. So we like read on the way to San Antonio in like between course.
Man, what a trip. What a trip.
And it was that relevant to me that I remember both of those things vividly.
See, I'm telling you, bring them back. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
bring
agree
them
with
back.
Adam, if it wasn't banned, what would it have been?
Let's do this. What do you guys think it would have been? Let's have a guess.
Man,
That's a hard question.
I feel that you would have been a professional disc golf player.
That's a good
I
answer.
would have loved that.
I feel like you would have been a coder or something. Like
Okay.
a computer scientist.
I can also see you as a news anchor.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'd shave the beard
Weatherman.
off, just have the mustache only.
Oh,
I could
my
pull it. I
goodness.
could do it.
Weather with mothersole. I can see that.
Oh my gosh.
Weather Mother Soul. Ooh.
I think
Does
that's a great
anybody
idea.
remember the who used to do the weather updates before Baylor football games?
Andy Anderson.
Yes.
Oh
Yes. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
they play it on the Jumbotron.
The weather.
They don't still do
we
that?
want the weather report. I'm not sure. It's not Andy Anderson anymore. I think about this sometimes because I'm like, why was that the thing that we chanted? That was like, I remember vividly the first time in Floyd Casey that I experienced that because we did it in the tunnel at McLean, but it was like a thing where like, are we going to be able to see the scoreboard? And we figured it out. But anyway, at Floyd Casey, like waiting on the ramps, And then like them seeing the scoreboard and they're like, wait for Andy Anderson. And then he's like, hi, I'm Andy Anderson doing the weather report. And everyone just like lost their minds. The
It's
first
awesome.
game, I was like,
What is
I don't
happening?
understand. What is the significance of the weather report? And then I figured it out.
Also, can we bring back Bruin Pride?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
They play it sometimes. I don't know what the formula is for playing.
That's one thing I wish was brought back. Bruin Pride.
I agree with that. I don't. Bruin Pride specifically pregame.
Yes.
I agree with that too.
But yeah, growing up, I wanted to be a dentist.
Ooh.
I wanted to be a dentist.
know.
I just thought it was fascinating, and I wanted to be a dentist all the way till my senior year, and then I found out it was like 10 years of school, and I was like, no, I'm good.
That's a lot of school.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a whole lot of school.
I can see that.
Yeah. So, Adam, do you have any recommendations of places to eat in the Waco area?
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be doing it justice if I didn't say George's. I mean, that's just the place to go. The new one in Hewitt is really good. It's really nice.
That's the one we go to if we ever go or do take out from.
Yeah, that's a great place. And the place that I feel like I've discovered coming back, I actually don't know if it was here when I was in school, but like the Union Hall, like Union Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they got some really good food. Like my favorite wing place is at Union Grove. Is my favorite wing place. King's Wings. It's like my favorite place.
I think I follow them on like Instagram.
We're gonna have to try that.
What was that crab truck?
Oh, Crab Kings.
Crab Kings.
Yeah.
He said Kings, and I was like, are those the crab people? But obviously not their wings.
Crab people.
Oh my gosh.
This entire episode is just like South Park reference.
That's okay.
I
That's
know.
Okay.
totally. Is there a place in Austin that we should go?
Again, I think like the staple, like it's obviously like more of a chain now, but like obviously like Torchy's was like founded in Austin. Like I love Torchy's. That was definitely the place I went to almost every week. But if you're looking for more of like I would say like a more Austin-y place to go, is like I like Kirby Lane. I that's definitely like me and my family used to go there like almost every Sunday. I feel like.
I don't think I've ever been to Kirby Lane.
Yeah, it's great.
Before.
Have you?
It's good.
I would like to go.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's like a staple.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, we have some quick fire questions for you.
I'm ready.
That are never quick fire. Okay, so here we go. So answer them as quickly as you can. I'm going to derail pretty early. Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, or Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande.
How do you feel about Taylor Swift getting engaged to Mr. Kelsey?
I hate that I'm going to have to see her more on the TV.
Favorite rom-com?
50 First Dates.
Ooh.
Solid. Is pineapple acceptable on pizza?
Yes, if you tell your guests beforehand.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes, it has bread and meat in the middle.
Toilet paper over or under?
Over.
Which Twix do you prefer, the left or the right?
Left.
What's your Patronus?
Snake.
Ooh. So
Are you a Slytherin?
Are you Slytherin?
I am a Slytherin.
Oh, wow. I think this is our first Slytherin.
Well, we don't ask everyone
I
that
know,
question,
but like,
so it's kind of hard to gauge.
Well, what would you say? I mean, I'm not going to ask that question on the pod.
Okay.
Sousa King or Fillmore?
Fillmore.
Favorite stand tune?
Word Up.
Worst stand tune?
Seven Nation Army.
What? What?
I don't feel like that's controversial. I don't feel like that's
Seven
controversial.
Nation Army is the worst stand tune?
I think a lot
hate
of
that.
people hate Seven Nation.
I hate
Oh
Seven
my
Nation
God.
Army.
You know what I hate?
A lot of
Funky Town.
people agree with Adam. No one plays Funky Town anymore.
That's because people hate it. That's why.
Does Robinson still play Funky Town?
I don't know. I don't think
They
so.
definitely did when I was there.
I think that's
and
why
you know
Jose
what?
hates it.
I hated it. That's what I think about that.
I'll ask Carly before I go to bed.
You should. Yeah. I would
Please
like
let
to
us
know.
Yeah. What's your favorite store?
Target.
That's so basic of you. Do you like pumpkin spice lattes too?
No. No.
Good.
Based on his triple vanilla latte order, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's
He's
good.
not as
I
pumpkin
like
spice
a
fan.
good.
You're not a
know,
pumpkin spice
no,
fan either.
No, Like the cinnamon dose latte, though. You put that next shot in that. That's where I'm at.
Mm-mm.
I
No.
like- which is pumpkin spice adjacent, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
it's not.
close.
Yes, it is.
No, man.
Okay.
No, nope.
It's
Nope.
pretty close.
It's adjacent.
Nye.
Yes. 9.
Nye.
There's an N on the end of
Nye.
N-E-I-N.
Nye.
Okay.
What's your walk-up song?
My walk-up song.
Yeah, do you have a walk-up song? Seven.
If I had one, it'd probably be a Linkin Park song. Maybe In the End, or maybe.
Oh man.
I was gonna say What I've Done because Jonah made me listen to that the other
But
day.
yeah, Transformers reference right there.
He was like, "Mommy, can we listen to Transformers songs?" And I was like, "Sure." And so he didn't want the theme song though. Like the theme song, first of all, is a bop, like the original by Lion. Anyway, I asked Siri to play Transformers songs, which is probably about to do now that I just said that. But it played What I've Done. And he was like, "This is so fun. I like this song." And I was like, okay. This is all right with me.
Yeah, play the whole sound of the whole Hybrid Theory album. There you go.
Oh, that was a good one. I was a teenager when that one dropped.
The interesting thing though is if you listen to that Transformers album, like the next song was like a Disturbed song.
Oh,
and
no.
Jonah was also kind of like, "I kind of like this too." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It wasn't like one of the crazy ones, but
and we're putting on Frozen. Here we go.
Yes.
Oh my
exactly.
Goodness. If you had a spy code name, what would it be?
Spy code name Red Falcon.
Red Falcon. All right.
Red Falcon.
Red Falcon.
I like this
Red
specificity.
Falcon. Yes. What's a movie you enjoy quoting?
Anchorman.
Yeah.
That's a pretty popular.
That's a good one.
Yep. Do you have a hidden talent?
I dislocated my pinky playing band football. Yes, we had band football at Cedar Park. I hope they still do it. But yeah, I caught a ball wrong, and so now I can bend my pinky kind of at an angle.
That is like almost like parallel to the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if I ever need them, I'll be like, "Hey, this is first position. You're at this angle."
No, sir. If someone played you in a movie, who would it be?
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh.
You gave that one to me.
Yeah. You honestly, like, you do have a little bit of an Ashton Kutcher vibe.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I got the long hair kind of going right now. I need to get a cut. I need a Jose Sanchez cut.
No, let me tell you. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Egg.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
What's a bad habit that you wish you could break?
Not listening to Brooklyn Nine-Nine before bedtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite animal and why?
Snake is my favorite animal. I love snakes. I just think they're like really fascinating. Like they're just so different than most animals. And I think they're just very misunderstood.
If you could have dinner with any 3 people, alive or dead, who would they be?
Ooh, that's a great question. Chester Bennington. Let's see, Chester Bennington, John Philip Sousa. That'd be interesting. And Beethoven before he became deaf.
Oh, could you imagine like Sousa trying to explain to Beethoven what, like,
that's an interesting dinner conversation.
Yeah,
I know. Like they're all musicians, but all from different time periods.
Oh yeah,
that'd be very interesting.
I think that'd be fun.
This is called a march. Excuse me.
This is called the Transformers soundtrack.
I didn't hear you.
Oh
Before
my
he was
gosh.
deaf.
I know.
Jose.
He could be going deaf during.
He could be in the process.
Yep. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is absolutely a Christmas movie. I feel strongly about that.
Okay. If you could have any one animal, real or fictional, as a pet, which one would it be?
I'd say a dragon. That'd be kind of cool.
Ooh, that's fun.
Like a baby dragon, like not like
a baby one.
Yeah, not one I could ride, but like something like cat size. Yeah, like a little baby dragon.
Just enough to eat the rats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
Solid.
Oh.
I will accept that.
If you could invent a holiday, what would you celebrate?
Ooh, these are all really hard rapid fire. If I had a holiday to celebrate something, if I would love to make the last day of school a national holiday.
Just go ahead and said, "Hey, surprise!" That's what it needs to be, like a surprise holiday.
Yeah,
Like just like me. We're out.
Just like one day, just be like, hey, the last day of school, you don't go to school. Like,
That would like cut down on like the madness of the last day.
exactly.
The last week of school is always like, let it be over.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, we're still doing work.
I'm just kidding.
If you could have any one superpower, what would it be?
I would say fire manipulation.
Ooh,
Oh, that's fun.
that
So like
think anyone's ever
Firebender
said
from
that.
Avatar. Like that. Yeah.
You know, I started rewatching that.
You
recently.
have in weird spurts. Like I feel like I catch you watching it in the oddest times.
Yeah,
That's my favorite TV show of all time.
Are you trying to get Jonah to watch it?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Is that what you're doing? You're just
No.
like,
No, I've been watching it when I've been hanging out with Joel
oh,
primarily.
is he a fan?
Yeah, he likes it. I mean, I like it. I mean, if Jonah drops, or Eleanor jumps on board, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a good TV show.
I never really got into it.
Oh, you got to watch it. Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta
really
watch
good.
it.
I would try.
Secret tunnel.
That's a banger.
Secret tunnel through the mountain.
Isn't there an Avatar movie? Not like James Cameron, but
we don't really.
is it
We
not
don't.
very good?
Yeah, we don't talk about
the
that.
movie.
Yeah.
There's been like what was they turned it into two things. One, the movie, and then there was a live action show.
Yes.
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 There was a live action show.
Yeah, they
Netflix.
did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I think I heard
that
about
one was much better than the movie
Yes.
because the movie they made some bad casting decisions.
So the live action show was okay.
yes,
Ish.
yes,
Okay.
but the movie was.
Well, I mean, as soon as I saw M. Night Shyamalan on the ticket, I was like, all right, we're done.
You know, whatever. What happened to him?
He made that Josh Hartnett movie that was like, was it a flop?
Oh, I guess.
You know what I'm
I don't
talking
know.
about?
Yeah. Trapped.
Trap. I don't know. All I know is Josh Hartnett was in it.
Another person who fell off the map.
Until he was in that movie.
Yeah.
He's been in a few random things. He was in Oppenheimer.
He was.
He was like the guy that presses the button or something. I don't remember. He's
Josh Peck.
No, well, Josh Peck is in the scene, like in there too, but Josh Hartnett is in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Can we talk about how
I forgot about Josh
the
Peck, too.
phenomenon? That's a fun word. Phenomenon.
Do.
Phenomena. That the Barbenheimer thing was.
Barbenheimer, that was so fun.
That was just like, what is happening? We were taking two very different things and like smashing them together, and it worked.
Yeah. It was culture clash.
Yeah. It was great.
I said Avatar and then I said something else, and this is completely random, but the fact that James Cameron has spanned making Titanic and also making Avatar, but also like riding submarines is so interesting.
He's a jack of all trades.
He really is.
What? Well, Adam, I got one more question for you.
I'm ready.
Okay. Is there a Dairy Queen in your hometown?
I think you know which Dairy Queen I'm going to probably tell you. It's that one off LaSalle. Remember that one off LaSalle?
Oh, man.
The infamous LaSalle Dairy Queen.
Rip.
Oh, man. They sure did have that. I gained some poundage off of that one.
I love that place.
Do you have a Dairy Queen order?
I actually don't really eat the food that often there. I just get the Oreo Blizzard. That's pretty much all I get there. But it's definitely probably the best like fast food ice cream for sure. So yeah, Oreo Blizzard, just the biggest one they got.
Yeah, I do. We do like the blizzards around this place.
Yeah, well, our kids really like blizzards. That doesn't hurt that there's an excellent Dairy Queen in McGregor, which is on our way home.
They're starting to refurbish them. Like they're starting to like be really nice now.
I keep wondering when they're gonna do that one because that's one of the really like.
That one's always busy.
That one's like a really like retro one though. Not retro, but it's like, but it is always busy, and they have the best service. They are so good at that Dairy. Yes, at that Dairy Queen specifically. I know what is the one that like the Mayfield Dairy Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that they say that they're really good. This one's not one of those, but whoever like manages it, they do a really great job because they're really fast. They should. They're really fast, and everything's always right, and it's really good. They got good people working there.
Yeah,
I don't mind stopping at that Dairy Queen at all.
Yeah, I mean
that's what Eric Rass said the other day. Is like there's so many Dairy Queen is so prevalent in so many small towns, and that's all like where his area is, and a lot of them are managed poorly, and so he's like, yeah, no more Dairy Queen. But there's hope for some of them.
There is hope.
Some of them are really good.
Well, Adam, I think that's all I got. Alexa, do you have anything?
I have nothing.
Adam, do you have any last closing thoughts?
It's just great to chat with you guys again. It's it's kind of been great to get a blast from the past, seeing you guys, and obviously going to Baylor together, for at least for a little bit of it, and now all of us being in the band directing world, it's really cool to see. Like I'm very, very grateful to have y'all, and it was very nice to talk to you guys and just chat. Like it's been great to see you guys, and I definitely need to see the new kid. I haven't seen the new kid yet, so
yeah,
he'll be around. He'll be around.
He's chunky.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's so chunky.
I hope. Well, I bet I'll see him at probably one of the first competitions or one of the competitions. Yeah,
maybe
we'll see.
Maybe
taking 3 children to a marching contest. Woo!
They stress me out. But that's
just have the grandparents bring him.
Oh. That's a different venture.
That is no.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thanks for listening to Band Yap. We'll see you next time. Bye.
We out.